Hang on, start again. So welcome, thank you very much for coming. I have everybody on mute whilst we're doing this. And at the bottom, we do have the chat box, so feel free to ask questions in there. Irene is beautifully manning the chat because we have pulled Boone out from behind the Northern Lights, and she's here in my kitchen and she's going to make something for you tonight. So that's very exciting because Boone's done an amazing job over the last few months doing all the code Boone, Irene's written, doing all the, moving us from kitchen to kitchen. So Irene's doing that tonight. All right, so just a quick reminder too that the offer this month is anyone purchasing a TM6 gets $150 to spend at the mix shop. And also a reminder that if you're unsure, if people are unsure what to give you for Christmas, there are mix shop vouchers, and there's a lot of really cool stuff in here. I'll show you this a bit later on, but I was showing Julie this today. It's fantastic, and I'll show you the result of what you get from a cracker roller. So there's plenty of things that you can purchase up there. It's a really good shop. Okay, so let us commence, and I'm going to start with, so we are doing bring a plate. So we've got a couple of dips, a couple of salads, and Boone's doing this amazing bread for you. So I'm going to start off with a dip, and I am going to do it on this Thermomix because I'm going to steam. So I'm going to go into my week, and I'm going to do the smashed pea and bean dip. Start cooking, 500 grams of water. So I don't know about you, but I put that on 0 and then I go to the sink. Yes. We'll see. Oh, that's not bad guess. All right. Now it says insert the sizzling basket, which I have actually filled with the next ingredients, and I'll tell you what they are you'll see as we go through. So I have everything's frozen. So it has been sitting there for a little while, so they're probably defrosted. Peas that are shelled or frozen green peas, which is spelled incorrectly, G-R-E-A-N. 50 grams of broad beans, so they are also frozen. 50 grams of edamame beans, although in the tips, so remember you can get to your tips in here, recipe detail, down to the bottom. And before I do these, I always just check what's in the tips. Actually says, if you're using frozen edamame beans, they come in their pods. So you need to put 100 grams of edamame beans in if you're using the frozen ones in the pods, rather than just the 50 that's mentioned here. 2 garlic cloves, so they are also in there, just here. And I'm going to pop the measuring cup on. And we're going to steam. So just a quick reminder about steaming. You always have to have a minimum of 500 grams of water in your Thermomix bowl. The time depends on, you can go into your basic cookbook. For the TM5, it's in the green basic cookbook, it's towards the front. For the TM6, it's towards the back. It will tell you steaming time. So this is obviously set, but it's always, it's on speed 2. But for aroma temperature, but you must have a minimum of 500 grams of water. And if it's longer than 30 minutes, you have to have an extra 250 grams for each 15 minutes. So I'm just going to turn that up to speed 2. And that's just going to steam and cook those beans for us. And now we're going to go over to Boone. So we're just going to move around my kitchen where we've got a little place set up for Boone over here.
Okay. Well, thank you. We're going to do a Christmas tree bread. Now, the recipe is a bit of a brioche bread recipe, but it is not on cookie dough. So if you want the recipe, ask your consultant and we'll get it to you. So the way the Christmas tree bread is done is you get your mixture, your dough mixture, and then you can have as many layers of the tree as you like. And we will show you the outcome of it afterwards. So to make sure that it's easier to form the shape of a tree, if you prepare your dough into kind of a already so-called rectangular, not rectangular, whatever, tree shape, and you just roll it out. I don't know if you can see it well enough, but. So I actually, to save time, I had the piece already done. Yeah, you should with the Nutella already spread out on it.
So this is a sweetbread, but you could use a savoury finish.
Yeah, you can do whatever you like, really, honestly. And you just spread it to the same width as your first piece. And you just do it by eyeball. Some people will actually measure it, which is just too much trouble. So I'll just get it and place it on top of it, and then stretch it out to meet it if it doesn't meet the actual size. And the dough is really soft, and you can do exactly like that. And then what you do is that you spread a second layer of Nutella on it, and then another piece of dough on top. And then after this, I will show you how you twist it to make it look like a tree. Over to you again.
Thank you. All right, back around the kitchen. All right. So the next thing, because we are, focusing on plates today, I found a couple of really nice salads on cookie dough. So we are going to make. It's going to be a quick one tonight. It's all really quick and easy. I'm going to go to my week again. And the fennel, orange and cherry salad. Now I have made a slight alteration to this, but I'll tell you about that shortly. So we're just going to start cooking, and you'll notice that this is in ounces. So it is an American recipe, but your Thermomix automatically changes to imperial measurements as well. So I've got my fennel, which I've just chopped up into pieces like this. A little bit over, but that's fine. Just cut my apple, so I just cut my apple in half quickly. Actually, I think this was too, I did weigh it, but I think it was too much. Didn't want it to go brown, so just cut that up. And we'll go 3/4, I think. Oh, well, it's a little bit more, but anyway, that's okay. Lid on. 2 seconds, speed 5. So just a reminder, just by touching the screen of your Thermomix, you can stop the chime. All right, next, transfer to a serving dish. So there we go. That's all beautifully shredded up there. I just realised my serving dish is too small, so I'm just going to grab another one out. I've got to be super clean and tidy this week because we're going all the way around the kitchen. Normally I can hide everything behind the camera, the laptop, fill up the sink. All right. Remembering too, when you're scraping out, always push to the bottom, everything to the bottom, and then just go in a clockwise direction. So you're just hitting the rounded side of the blades rather than getting nicks in your spatula. All right, so I've got that all in there. Over here. Next. Oh, this is so easy. Pretty much finished. I've pretty much done it. Hang on. Bring back the bowl. And I've just got so it says add 2 tablespoons of dried sour cherries. Now, I don't have dried sour cherries, but I thought, cherries are in season. So I've actually just bought, real cherries, and I've just halved them. I was looking for my my stoner, when you peel it, the thing that takes the stones out. That's on the other end of a garlic press, and I don't have a garlic press anymore because who'd have a garlic press to clean when you can do it in your thermi? All right, so I've got my cherries. Now, it does say pistachios, but because I'm not going to be eating this at 9 o'clock at night, I'm not going to put the pistachios on because they're going to go, they're going to get soft if I put them on now, and I'll have this for lunch tomorrow. So what else? Segments from 1 orange. So I've just segmented my orange. I think it's just a really bright, pretty salad. But talking about, other salads, I know a Thermomix friend was saying to me, she took just a plain old coleslaw to a barbecue, and it was a coleslaw. This is one Christmas, and everybody loved the Thermi coleslaw because it was easy to eat. It wasn't just long and sticking out of your mouth when you're trying to eat it. So that's that. What else have I got to have? 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. So I've done that before. Squeeze my, and you know that if you've got, what you can do with a lemon is just cut it in half, pop your spatula in and just do that to actually juice out, but just make sure you don't get pits everywhere. 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil and season with salt and pepper. So just going to put some of this beautiful oil on top. And salt and pepper. Oh, it says mix to combine. Okay. All right, and garnish with parsley, I believe. So just a little bit of parsley. So I think that just looks, it's so simple, so quick and easy to do, and just a really pretty salad to take. I think anybody would be impressed with that. All right, that's that. Now we are going to go to Pearl. Please, Irene. She's going to show us a dip. Over to you, Pearl.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to make a dip. Oh, my Thermomix is off.
Can you increase your volume at all, Pearl?
Okay, let me figure out how to increase my volume. You can't hear me?
Yes, that's a bit better.
Okay.
Maybe just got to talk up.
Okay.
Tell us some of your funny jokes.
Oh, am I funny? Okay. I'm going to make a dip. I haven't made this before. I'm thinking of making a dip because we are going out for the weekend. We are going away. So I thought I'll take a nice dip to have with drinks. So I'm making a beetroot, Parmesan, and cashew dip. So if I look at the tips of this, hints and tips, it tells me that this dip is best made in advance as the flavors develop over a couple of days. So it's just right for me for my weekend. So let's start cooking. It says 80 grams of Parmesan cheese.
Well, can you tip it down a little bit more so we can see the screen? Perfect, thank you.
So 80 grams of Parmesan cheese. So I have already weighed it. It's slightly over, so I don't mind. Next, 1 garlic clove. I'm putting 2 garlic cloves because I like a little bit of garlicky taste in it. So next, insert the measuring cup. Next, stir it to speed 9 for 10 seconds. I love the cookie dough because I know it has never failed me. It's always, and I have never done this before. Ooh, it smells nice. Can you see this? For 10 seconds that I have grated my Parmesan cheese. So just place it in a bowl. Just keep it aside. Next, 150 grams of salted cashew nuts. So I got raw cashew nuts and I roasted them, but I minus the salt. So I didn't put salt in it. So next, insert the measuring cup. Next, for 2 seconds on speed 7. Next, $450 grams of baby beetroot. So I've got the baby beetroot. And it says reserve 1 tablespoon of beetroot liquid, which is here. Add all this. Next. Reserve grated Parmesan and garlic. Next. For 6 seconds on speed 5. Next. A tablespoon of lemon juice, which I'm going to skip again. Next. Season salt, season to taste with a pinch of sea salt and a pinch of ground pepper. So I can put a little pepper on it. Next. Insert measuring cup. For 3 seconds on speed 4. And it's done. And this is my dip.
It's a little bit hard to see. We might come back to you when you put it in a dish.
Okay.
Pearl, thank you very much. I know it is an amazing dip. It's very delicious. And it's when you can see the color when we go back to Pearl a little bit later, you'll see it's really pretty. All right, so we're coming back to me just quickly, and then we'll come and see what brings up. Cut my avocado whilst I'm doing that. So just a reminder all my beans and peas have steamed in here, but just a reminder to use the hook on your spatula to pull out your simmering basket. And then I've got it I'm just going to rinse these under cold water and peel them. I don't want to burn my fingers though, so I've got to get them a little bit cool. So it's just telling me to remove the simmering basket, set aside to cool for 10 minutes. Well, it won't be 10 minutes, but whilst Boone is doing her thing, I will cool these down and peel them, because that's what I've got to do. I've got to peel the edamame and the broad beans. All right, so we'll come over to Boone and see what she's up to here.
Okay, I think you showed on this. All right, I have completed the third layer with the Nutella below it. And what I do now to get a pattern is just to roughly have 2 lines down as if it's the tree trunk. And then you actually make slits on the sides, if you can see, so that you can then twist it to make it into that looks like the leaves. Okay, so we'll just literally cut it through without cutting all the way to the end.
So just a reminder to everyone, don't use a knife on your thermomat. Boone's using a pastry cutter, so that's quite safe to use on your mash. Your mat's got fiberglass in it, so if you cut through it, it actually becomes non-food safe. So
yeah,
that looks amazing.
Then you won't be able to use your mat anymore. Okay, to get the pattern, you literally can stretch it. You lift up a piece and you just twist it once, twice, and then you just push it down. So as you go, it will form the leaves of the tree.
Boone, can you turn it on the side slightly because your hand kind of covers, that's it. And you can probably see that a little bit easier as you're stretching. Great, thank you.
I'm going to have to watch you for a while because I'm plotting all these things.
Okay, well, whilst Mandy's busy, I'm happy to keep doing this. Yeah. It's just that I thought it'd be pretty boring for you to keep watching what I'm doing, the same old thing.
I don't know, can you hear me if I talk from here?
Irene, can you all hear Mandy if she talks?
Come a bit closer.
No, I can't hear her at the moment.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
So I just want to let everybody know about this incredible offer we've got on at the moment for anybody joining the business. So you can join a business with your TM6 if you want to already, or if you don't have one, you can earn one with 6 sales in your first 60 days. But all consultants have been offered this incredible, it's called a super incentive. And over the next 3 months, when we make 9 sales and recruit somebody into the business, or make 12 sales, we get a free TM6 or a free full-vert vacuum cleaner. And the full-vert vacuum cleaners are incredible. We have a very hair-dropping dog, and it picks up all the hair. Honestly, when you use it, it can pick up like the carpet sucks up to it. So it's a pretty amazing thing. So, but what's super cool about this deal is that when, as I mentioned, you need to sell, to actually fully own your Thermomix, you need to sell 6 Thermomixes in your first 60 days. But those 6 sales count towards the second Thermomix or the vacuum cleaner. So we've never, ever heard of anything quite that amazing. They keep bringing out incredible things. I think they're celebrating because Thermomix in Australia has sold over 50,000 Thermomixes this year. And our branch manager or BDM was telling us last night, it took them 10 years to sell the first 50,000, and they've sold 50,000 in a year. So I think they just keep bringing out all these incredible offers. But if you are interested in, or someone who might be interested, or someone who you think would like a Thermomix but can't actually afford to purchase one, would like to earn one, then obviously contact whoever invited you tonight, and we'll go from there.
Boone, can you just clarify how much dough you made? So did you follow the brioche recipe in the Thermomix?
I didn't follow the full brioche recipe. I made a total of 450 grams dough, but it is similar to the brioche recipe. And I have actually divided this into, this is like 2/3, and there's a third that is a smaller tree, which I'll show you, which I had done before, and I just baked it at, how do I show it? I just baked it here. So why can't I get your camera to work? Here we go.
So that's 450 grams altogether.
Yeah, so in total it's 450 grams, yes. So this is the smaller tree, the baby tree, and then we have this mummy tree. So once it's done, I'll put it back here. You see all the gaps in between, so-called in between the leaves. When you leave it to proof, they will all form up nicely, and that's why that one is nice. And I'll show you that one better later on. And then what I do is that I just, the egg white, the recipe actually uses only the yolk. So the egg white with some milk, and I glaze it like that. And then I put a little star at the top. And then we proof it a second time, and then it's ready to bake. Sure, it's so hard to show. Yeah, all right. That's cool. That's cool. So once it's all done, once it's proofed a second, it takes about half an hour to an hour to proof this second time round. And then you are ready to bake, and we'll show you the result, hopefully. Otherwise, I'll show you the other tree again. Okay.
Isn't that amazing? It's so cool. So that, a really nice Christmassy thing to take to as a plate. All right, I'm potted now, so we'll come back to this recipe here. So I've removed all the edamame beans and the broad beans into there. Next, empty the mixing bowl. That'd be a good idea. It's always going to be a very runny dip. 1 spring onion. So in here, I've got 1 spring onion that I have trimmed. It's much better. A sprig of mint in there as well. And so I put that in, and I've got my avocado cut in half. I've just got to scoop it out. So that's going in. I think hopefully what these recipes are showing you are that it can be so quick and easy to whip up something to take with you. And as Pearl said, her dip, you can make a couple of days in advance. So got the garlic, that reserve. So that garlic, obviously, that's steamed in with the peas and the beans. 3/4 of the cold peas and beans. So I'm just going to pop that in there, and I've got my peas still in here. So I'm going to just pop some of them in. That'll do. I'm in there with that. Pop the lid on. 3 seconds on speed 7. Oh, hang on, 3 seconds isn't very long, is it? It is very quick. All right, so it's just sort of mashed everything up there. I'm just going to scrape down the sides as it suggests. It smells seriously good. On again. Next, 3 seconds, speed 5. So you can see it's mushed up quite nicely there. Scrape the sides down, scrape the sides down again. Okay. 50 grams of feta cheese. So I've just got that just chopped up here. One teaspoon of lemon juice. So just putting a teaspoon in there. That's that. 1.5 teaspoons of horseradish cream. So just got horseradish cream. It's on special at the moment. Where's my teaspoon? So I like a bit of horseradish, so might be a little bit more than 1.5 going in. Like Pearl with her garlic. And the remaining 1/4 of the cooled beans and the peas. So we've got, remember we've mushed up 3/4 of them, and then we've got a few going back in whole. Popping my lid on. And now it's turned on to reverse, so it doesn't want to chop them anymore. And we're going 3 seconds, speed 4. So that is it. So you had 10 minutes of steaming and then not very long at all to finish it off. So I will plate that up in a minute, but that is our dip. It's a beautiful green color, perfect for Christmas. All right, now I'm going to come over to the other salad, and this is the most simple thing you have ever seen in your life, I'll tell you. It is the tomatoes with wasabi dressing. Start cooking. So I have done this bit. I have weighed out tomatoes. I don't think I've used quite as many as the 600 grams, but it's going to look good. Set aside. 10 sprigs of fresh chives cut into pieces. So I've got in here a mixture. I've got my chives, I've got flat leaf parsley, and I've got spring onions. So that's all going in. I've got to find the lid. There it is. Pop the lid on. 3 seconds, speed 7. Scrape down the sides. I might do it again because there's a few long bits of chives. In fact, I honestly think sometimes with chives, it's just easier to chop them because it's like, you know, when you, it always asks for the leaves of the parsley, not the stems. And I guess chives going in are a little bit like stems going in. So I am going to push that back down, make a note to myself to just chop them more finely before I put them in. But I'm going to chop them again. So I just go back here 3 seconds, speed 7 again. Okay, oops. Next, scrape down the sides of the bowl. Should have known that. All right, so it's just all chopped up in there. 125 grams of mascarpone cheese. Now, I had some in the fridge. I know this is a little bit more than that, but I wasn't going to leave just, 10 grams left in the packet. Okay. 100 grams of milk. 100 grams of milk. Okay. 15 to 20 grams of wasabi paste. So I just got this wasabi here from the supermarket. And I'm just literally going to squeeze in there. I have no idea if it's enough, but I'm presuming that one thing will be plenty. There we go. So it's almost the whole, I had used a little bit from there before, but it's almost a whole packet or tube of that. Half a teaspoon of salt. I've just got my salt here. I'm just going to grind some salt in. That was the pepper. I'll put the salt in. Pop the lid on. Five seconds, speed 4. Arrange the tomatoes decoratively onto a serving platter and then literally top with teaspoons of the wasabi dressing and garnish with snow pea sprouts. I'll show you that in a minute. I'm just going to need, actually, Bruce will probably show you the finished. Let me go back to Pearl first and she can show us her dip and I'll just plate these things up.
Irene, you going back to Pearl? All right, thanks.
This is my dip. See the color.
Wow.
Yeah,
Such a pretty color.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, and Mandy's green dip makes the Christmas colors.
Very true. Well done. That's
and it tastes really nice. It really tastes good because I tasted it. Did a taste test already.
That's it. You want to see you plating or?
That's all right. We'll have a look at mine in a minute. But you can show yours.
Well, okay, then I'll show you this bread again. Okay, so this is the result of it after it's been proved. And then when it's baked, everything fills up. Whatever gap you may have is all filled up. So I glaze it a little bit with maple syrup just to give it a bit of a shine. And then some icing sugar down the side, making it look like snow. You're aware that raw sugar, or I'll leave Irene to explain that. Irene, you want to explain raw sugar and icing sugar?
Sorry, I missed that, Boone. Say that again.
You want to explain how they get icing sugar from raw sugar? For those who
Yeah, so basically 3 seconds for caster sugar. Mill your sugar, 3 seconds for caster sugar, 10 seconds, you make your own icing sugar. So anyone that's buying them, honestly, you can stop, just make them yourself. And at least there's no anti-caking agents and preservatives in them. So much better option and cheaper.
Thank you, Irene. Thank you. That's wonderful. All right. Now everybody who's on here, all our guests, you're all on Cookie Do. Do you all know how to navigate Cookie Do? Can you just pop in the chat box if you don't know how to navigate Cookie Do? Because if you don't, I'm happy to show you. But if you all know, then there's probably not much point. Okay. I'm just going to show you the couple of things that I've made. So that is my the tomato salad. The tomato salad there, which I think looks really Christmassy. It's so pretty, and how easy was that? You just got to chop up a few tomatoes, pop them on the plate, arrange them on there, and that dressing literally took a few seconds. And then this is, there's my dip. And what I wanted to show you was a cracker roller. So with the cracker roller, you have your dough, and you literally go sort of roll along the dough like this, and just put the marks in there. Then that goes in the oven. Once it's cooked and cooled a little bit, you just break them up and you'll end up with crackers like this. So this is the rosemary and sea salt crackers. They're both gluten-free, these crackers. That's rosemary and sea salt. And that one is the falafel crackers. So that's got some tahini in it and some seeds and things. And this one has almonds in it. But they're beautiful. It's about, I can't remember how much it is in the mix shop, but it is, I'm so impressed with this because it means that all your crackers look really impressive, and very as if you bought them in the shop. So that is pretty much it from us tonight. Is there anyone there who doesn't have cookie dough or doesn't know about cookie dough? I've lost my mouse. Have you? Right. I'm just having a look here. I know. I'll see you. Okay. All right. So thank you. So all right. So if you're all, has anyone got any questions? No, you're welcome to come off mute if you've got any questions and ask away. But that was just, short and sweet, but really quick and easy, impressive things to take with you, plates to take with you to any, Christmas entertaining.
I love that tomato salad.
I know, it's so pretty, isn't it?
It is.
Really happy with that.
It's actually really nice. If you're not a fan of wasabi, just leave it out. So if you don't like the heat.
Oh no, I quite like that. I think it did make it very tasty.
Yeah, it is. It's yummy, and there's dressing left over, and I just using it over salads and things anyway, so it's good. So next week we are going to be on Wednesday night because I can't do Tuesday night, but we're going to show you a few veggies and things you can use for Christmas. So these Christmas lunch, if you want to do something a little, so that you can have something maybe a little bit different as veggies for Christmas Day. So hopefully you'll join us then, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And as I said, please, if you've got any questions, pop them in the chat box or come off now and ask.
Thanks, Boone. So nice to see you in front of the camera instead of.
I know, isn't it?
For a change.
Yes. So good. All right.
So thanks for zooming, Miriam.
Thank you,
Eddie as
ladies.
well.
That was very, very good.
Good. You can see in real person one of